I saw a screen cap of Laura Loomer on Twitter, right? And it's a picture of AOC from the Puerto Rican parade that she did with Mamdani. It's so fucking yikes. AOC has gained at least like 50 pounds since getting into Congress. She's getting massive. With her bust ass fucking plastic fucking face. You look so bad that you had to get plastic surgery to graduate to terrifying looking. Fuck you, okay? That's why whenever you get airtime, they don't fucking put pictures of you up on the screen. Nobody wants to see your fucking face. You know what they do? They talk shit about you. You know what they do when they talk about AOC? Even on Fox News, they play footage of her. You know why? Because she's hot, and they keep on making weird fucking. They are sitting there, okay, O'Reillying their bill, okay, under the table while they fucking replay footage of her in a tight-fitted summer dress for 10 fucking minutes. It's fucking crazy. Does she not have a mirror in sight, bro? Is there not a mirror in arm's length? Okay, is it a policy within the Loomer camp to not provide her with any means to observe her reflection? I feel like if you just look at a picture of Laura Loomer, that's 15 psychic damage right there. Keep Laura Loomer the fuck away from a goddamn camera. Keep her fucking fingers off of her phone, and for God's sakes, break the fucking camera on that bitch, and break every fucking camera that goes near her, because nobody wants to see your fucking face, Laura. You look like somebody stuck a block of clay in a fucking washing machine.
I pack a nine in my bag and I'm never lacking, never cashing. Don't let cash change how you acting. Blasting on the motherfucker laughing. What's happening?
So I was watching this video called "The Continuous Downfall of Tobuscus," and there was a segment of it that really like stuck out to me, airing out his complaints about the algorithm. I feel like it opens the door for an interesting conversation because of one, like, it's good content because he's fucking unstable. He's just an unstable dude. I don't want to make fun of somebody who's like clearly like fucked up, but at the same time, Toby Turner, like, he goes out of his way to detail that publicly. I mean, that makes it like kind of fair game. I don't know. That sounds a little fucked up, but I do think that, I mean, shit, the fact that, I mean, I'm putting myself out there. I've said crazy shit. It was just, you know, for years, ever since Toby's like main downfall, he's just been popping up every now and then to just be like, hey, still fucked up and getting worse. Well, okay, let's find the moment.
Tobuscus's audience wasn't as big as it used to be. He saw inconsistent viewership, which affected future uploads, as in some videos he can be seen going on occasional rants about the YouTube algorithm.
Speaking of which, do you happen to know the person who handles the algorithm situation? Because I would just love to go to their house and just ask him a question.
But all around Toby,
Hold on. Let's just look at that face. Devious, diabolical, out here for no good, roaming the streets, just terrorizing. Look at him. If you just look at his eyes, it changes everything. Oh my fucking god, dude. It brings up kind of an interesting point, because the fact that this is coming from a person who is like so foundational to the popular culture of YouTube from the jump. There was very little time between YouTube starting and him beginning to create content on YouTube.
So Toby Turner was born on the 3rd of March 1985, meaning by the time of this video he would be in his 40s. Toby made his start on YouTube under the name Tobuscus in 2006. Yes, that was almost 2 decades ago. And he was spawn camping YouTube because YouTube was made a year prior and it was not as well known around that period.
I don't think that like Tobuscus is making any real point. If he would make a point, I don't think he'd make the point that I would make. he's more or less just angry that the algorithm didn't keep him like afloat for as long as he thinks it should have. It's pretty obvious that there's this resentment in him toward YouTube and the algorithm. But I do think that there is a point there that yeah, the algorithm has changed drastically between its inception on YouTube and the current present moment. And I think in a large part there's something to be said about the size of YouTube and how it's changed and how the algorithm has sort of morphed to fit the size needs of the platform. But I don't think that was as much of an influence on changes of the algorithm as like profit motive was. The algorithm went from being something that pushed content that people liked to being something that pushed content that ad revenue was the highest on. Alongside this preference given toward more profitable creators, there was also this preference given to legacy media, which still exists on YouTube. For the longest time, there's been criticism levied toward YouTube based upon how they construct the algorithm and how much they push legacy media content and shit that doesn't really have a place within the main culture of YouTube. It is something that is threatened by YouTube, and thus something that threatens YouTube. I love Conan, but I don't think that he or Jimmy Kimmel or any of these other fucking people should get preference in the algorithm and be pushed forward on the algorithm. Like I said before, YouTube is a form of competition. YouTube presents an alternative method of getting yourself out there, and I don't think that we've seen, you know, that really come into full fruition. We've seen different examples. Smosh turned into its own media empire. They've been foundational to YouTube for so long, longer than Tobuscus could maintain. I think that there's been some good examples of YouTube being used to its full potential by creators. But I think that you know, the hobbyist aspect of it, where people are just playing games in their room and posting videos of it, I think that's important. I think that there's like this double-ended, you know, like competitive market to legacy media in entertainment, film, television, news. But I also think that there's this true like hobbyist culture that is also just as integral and is just as important to YouTube as a medium. I think that at an earlier time it was built around that. I think that it has only been entrenched in legacy media and entrenched in trendy, popular, like fanatic, audience-driven content. I think that Mr. Beast is the prime example for this. I think that it's so clear that the way Titans are born on YouTube is also a huge difference, and how those Titans grow as they grow an audience and consolidate their audience. My dog keeps on trying to bark, and I can just edit it out, but depending on how long he's doing it, it might ruin a good couple minutes. Toby Turner, while he didn't grow to the same heights that Mr. Beast has, he was kind of a representative of the same audience. You know, the people who watch Mr. Beast now would have watched Tobuscus years ago. But I don't think that now a figure like Tobuscus can ever exist again. I think that the way the culture has changed within YouTube has made it impossible for something so simple and so, you know, like surprisingly novel to exist ever again. I mean, obviously people do Let's Plays and shit like that, but they aren't at the top anymore. PewDiePie is no longer at the top. Like, Titans like that can never arrive again with something so simple. Part of the way, Mr. Beast was created by the algorithm and its decay, but he's also now, because he's such an integral part of that algorithm, is responsible for further decay in quality of content, and it's soulless. And Jimmy is soulless, and his content is soulless, and he's been open and honest about how soulless it has become, how view driven and revenue driven he has become. He's been open about it. He's been open about the fact that even if it's something he really wants to do, if it's not going to generate as many views as is possible at that moment, he's not going to do it. He's had to sanitize himself and morph himself around the algorithm to stay relevant. And I think that same sort of like situation happened with Tobuscus. Using them as like parallel examples, I think, demonstrates the difference in culture of the algorithm and of YouTube at the time, and the peers around them that are participating in making content. I think it's extremely obvious that there was more of a focus on hobby-driven content, games-driven content, simple, novel, you could say repetitive, but endearing, simple content. I think that the thing that made Tobuscus appealing was the fact that he was just your average white guy in regular average America who liked movies, who wanted to become a movie star, who actually took the leap when he saw that it was like possible for him to maybe have some fun in that world, and be independent with it. But I think that's the success eventually grew on him, and he started leaning into it, and his personality started changing around what was successful. And what was successful for him was acting goofy and childlike, and then he just is that now. No matter what, he can be the most rabid, fascistic, horrible motherfucker, and he's coming at it from the perspective of a child, and he's talking about things like a child. He sounds like a child when he's talking, and the lines of logic he goes down are childlike. And I think that the culture and the algorithm, I don't think they're equally destructive. I think they're both destructive, and I think that there is a space that could be returned to with the algorithm. It goes back before PewDiePie. It goes right around the time that Smosh started making videos. I think that there was an element to the algorithm at the time that was like a dual tiered or dual pronged algorithm, which amplified like consistent and successful creators, but also empowered and enabled small and upcoming creators with the opportunity to get themselves out there. And I think that as ad revenue became more prominent, that there was some novelty, there were some truly endearing aspects of the platform that are just non-existent now. I know, especially now, this is just a hobby. This is just me having fun, being bored and yapping, finding a way to turn that into content. With just a few different things, I can turn me rambling into a let's play, or a let's play podcast. I can do like any number of different things, and it's also simple. But because of the fact that I'm not optimizing and I'm not hyper polishing, there's no real audience for it, because anybody that could be part of an audience is being directed toward more optimized and polished content that is created for the purposes of generating ad revenue. I'm okay with that. I don't give a fuck. I don't think that I am owed popularity or owed an audience. That's not the point. The point is there was a collaboration between the audience and the creator, because the creator was having fun. The creator was doing what I'm doing, posting that, and there would be somebody out there who would stumble across it, and it was much more easy to stumble across something in that way, and they like the same things, so the person watching it liked what the creator was doing, and there was some interaction between the creator and the person watching, where there would be like a form of community and interaction and engagement, which would make it even more fun for both of them. We have turned this connection between audience and creator into something far more parasocial and far more damaging than it used to be. If the person you're watching is over a certain like number of fucking subscribers, that person is essentially a celebrity, because all these people are more prone toward that sort of like worship and celebration rather than, genuine interest and engagement. I think that we should have an algorithm essentially that it makes it more possible for like small creators to do their thing and have fun with it without allowing Mr. Beast to occur. I think there should be a cap. I think once you get around where Jacksepticeye was, like right after he got the PewDiePie shout out, that's the extent. That's the max you can go. And I think that would just be more beneficial and less dangerous for everybody involved. Hopefully this doesn't sound too choppy, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to speak for another 45 fucking minutes. I think I filled some good fucking time, though, and I think I made some good points. A lot of this is going to end up cut, but for some reason my mic stand got loosened. Oh. This is a sign to cut it.